Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Friday, the 12th of March 2021. We're going to start off today with what happens quite a lot is Gary Rowett moaning. And what's he moaning about today? He's moaning about strikers because we haven't scored any goals, so he's moaning about the players he's brought in not doing what he brought them in to do. Let's have a read of this. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. This is the South London Press's online website. It says, we haven't quite got bang for our buck. Millwall boss admits striker signings not fully paid off this season. Gary Rowett has conceded have not totally worked out this season. West Bromwich Albion loanee Kenneth Sahor has suffered an injury-disrupted stay in his C16, while Tottenham recalled Troy Parrott after he struggled to hold down a starting spot, sending a teenager out to Ipswich Town instead for the second half of the League One campaign, where he's done absolutely nothing there as well. So I added that in. And Rowett is quick to point out that boosting a team's firepower is never a simple fix, especially if you try and dip into lower leagues in England. It is not easy to find guaranteed goal scorers at any level, said Lions manager, and I would argue that we have got quite a few strikers that if you put them in League One they would score a good amount of goals. It is not an easy jump to the Championship. We are looking all over the place. England, Scotland, Ireland and abroad, although the new restrictions make that a little harder to take some of those players and get work permits. Harvey, the new head of recruitment, has come in and given us a different view. He has really good knowledge in Europe as well. We'll try to win games and finish as high as we can this season, but we also need to plan certain things for next season, get that recruitment as good as we can. This year we haven't quite had bang for our buck with some of the forwards we've brought in. But that is always going to be a challenge. It will be next year. It is a season where fewer goals have been scored. If you look statistically across the league, there has been some real anomalies. Liverpool have not scored as many as they have lost their last 6 games. Liverpool have not scored as many and they have lost their last 6 games at Anfield. There are so many psychological challenges that wouldn't normally be there. It is a season you can't really compare to any other. But you're comparing Millwall to Liverpool. Okay. Carrying on. We get all the stats. Last year, we scored a lot of goals from set pieces, not many from open play. This season, we are in the top 6 for chances from open play, but we haven't managed to get the set piece goals. It is a balance all the time. It is pleasing that we're creating chances in every game. When we have been clinical, we have won games. When we haven't been, then quite simply it has cost us. Rowett believes plenty of the additions made in the last 2 transfer windows have enhanced his squad. We are never going to build at the speed that people hope you can, that's just the way we are, but we have got the ambition and we want to keep moving forward. We've seen a lot of clubs have a brilliant season and then not a very good season. They have real fluctuations of performance. We want to be consistent in finishing in the top echelons of the division. We've got a clear vision on how I see us progressing. You can see that this season with the likes of Mason Bennett, George Evans, Scott Malone, Michael Keftenbeld, when they have played, you can see they've all gave us something extra. So he's bigging up his own signings there. His signings are the best in the world, except he doesn't mention that he signed Zahor and Troy Parrott, and they've done absolutely jack shit. I won't say we're in no man's land, but that challenge between now and the end of the season is to kick on when there are no fans there to egg you on. When we get back some of our injured players, then I'm sure that will give us a boost. Mill's 2-0 loss to Blackburn on Saturday ended a 6-game winning streak at the Den and leaves them 11th in the standings. We finished 8th last season, and I can have the argument to say we finished higher than any of our relevant clubs in their division, said Brett. In terms of where we expect it this year, it is probably only Barnsley who are higher than us, but for every Barnsley I can look at a lot bigger clubs who are below us. When I came in, I had a very clear vision of what we needed to be. We needed to get very quickly to being a competitive top half championship side, and I would say that is exactly what we've been. We've got clear challenges. How do we bridge that next gap? What we've done is taken the first steps quite quickly, and with that comes a little more expectation. We're in exactly the same position we were before, but with a bit more consistency and solidity. If you look at Watford in second position, they have scored 12 more goals than us. If you look at our top goal scorers, we haven't got any one of those strikers that has scored those numbers at the moment. As a team collective and something we have to work towards. There are other reasons behind that little bit that stopped us kicking on again. We've done a lot well this season, and we showed a lot of character to come back from our little blip in mid-season. We've got 11 games left to see where we finish. So, being a bit schizo there, he's saying his signings are great, but then he's digging out Zohor and Parrott, which were also his signings. So, and for some reason he's comparing Mill to Liverpool, saying it's a weird season with no fans. But there you go. Well, I wonder what excuses he's going to come out with after tomorrow's result. Probably about Scott Malone not being able to play, and he would have made the difference, something like that. I'm predicting. And let's have a look. Speaking of tomorrow's game, let's have a look. This is from WhoScored.com. And this is a preview of tomorrow's game against Darby, which is a 3 o'clock kickoff. And as we scroll down, we can see there's an injury list for both players. The usual ones for Millwall, and you can see the ones for Darby there. Christian Bellick, quite decent player who's out for Darby, and Curtis Davis as well. So 2 decent players out for them. Highly rated. You can see 7.53 and 6.95. They're missing. So let's have a look at the team news. Wayne Rooney will stick with a 3-4-2-1, but what could recall Lee Buchanan to the left and Max Bird to the midfield. That change will push Jason Knight further forward, with Lee Gregory dropping to the bench. Oh, Lee Gregory could be playing tomorrow. So that'll be something to look forward to, won't it? From Millwall team news, Millwall boss Gary Rowett could make just one change this weekend. Central midfielder Ben Thompson replacing Billy Mitchell. Injured duo Conor Mahoney and Michael Keftenbeld are both closing in on returns, but this game will come too soon for the pair. And the prediction that WhoScored.com have is Derby pulled off an excellent result in midweek when they claimed a goalless draw away from home against the Barnsley side, who were on a 7-match winning streak ahead of kickoff. The Rams remain winless in 4 league games ahead of Saturday's clash. Millwall failed to follow up on their 2-1 win against Preston, a positive result last weekend, as they were condemned to a 2-0 home defeat by Blackburn. The London club have won just one of their last 5 league games, but will fancy their chances here. And they predict Derby 1, Millwall 1. And you can see as I scroll up, you'll be able to see. We click on the head-to-head. So Millwall in 11th, Derby in 18th. And so, games at Derby. We have won 1-0 in our last 2 visits there. Derby won 3-0 in 2017. There's a long way back to a 0-0, and then another 1-0 win for Millwall. So that's the history of the last 6 games at Derby, between Derby and Millwall. The form: Millwall are 12th in the form table, Derby are 21st. Okay. Team characteristics, you can see them on the screen there. Derby's strength: shooting from direct free kicks, defending set pieces, protecting the lead, stealing the ball from the opposition. Millwall's strengths: shooting from direct free kicks, creating long shot opportunities, coming back from losing positions, creating scoring chances. Aerial duels, protecting the lead, stealing the ball from the opposition. Mill's weaknesses: keeping possession of the ball, finishing scoring chances, avoiding fouling in dangerous areas, defending against long shots, very weak. Derby's weaknesses: defending against attacks down the wings. Defending against skillful players, well, we don't have any of those. Finishing scoring chances, very weak. Derby style: play the offside trap, rotate the first 11. Millwall style: take a lot of shots, play with width, non-aggressive. Match forecast: Derby will score from a direct free kick, very likely. Darby will steal the ball from the opposition often. mildly likely. So they predict 1-1. What does the super seer himself predict? Mr. David Prutton of Sky Sports. And this is from skysports.com. And he goes as well. Darby 1, Millwall 1. So they are both in agreement. Both of the predictions that I've shown you reckon it will be a 1-1 draw. Personally, I think it's going to be a 0-0 draw. Anyway, we'll see. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.